another lame intro. So carrying on with this custom diffuser for the back of our mini horsepower Nissan K12 March. Got those pipes done. They're sort of near enough in the centre of those holes. It only doesn't take much to get a mount on them and get them sitting exactly dead centre, which I'll deal with later on. Basically, I'm out of materials to finish off this back end of this the way I want to finish it off. There's a couple of options with what I've got here, but I don't really want to compromise it too much away from what I would consider good. Let's not call it perfect or ideal. We'll just call it good today. There's enough to do a couple of strakes or fences under here. Probably should put a couple in there, just more so for giving it some strength to support this panel in here. Otherwise this will be boing, 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 make lots of noise. Speaking of support and strength, etc., if you watch the earlier videos, I'll put a card somewhere. You should know that I kind of made a faux pas and started this edge of the panel where the original one, Cyberman, that's over there, where he started. So, and then we ended up with, because this is a lot flatter, a heck of a lot less curve in it, we ended up chopping off a piece off the end here, meaning I could have had far more out the front if I'd positioned this hole for the sump and a better spot to start with. But it happens. Like, obviously if I was building this again, I guess it'd be the third time, right? So second time's easier, but third time would be, I'd make that change. But what I've done, this probably won't want to come out now. Here we go. I've made this joggled panel. So that bit there fits over the top of the panel that we've got there already, which means this will line up with the bottom of that other panel. So aerodynamically, there'll be no compromises there. And I've joggled the front of it as well, so the panel that comes from towards the front goes onto here. That'll be recessed as well, and given it this edge here to give it some guts, and that'll go up here and put some strength into all this, stop this sort of carry on. The other one, we had a funny fold that was around here. It was a bit awkward and a bit clumsy and a bit sort of a change on top of a change on top of a change, and you could see that. It was obvious. So this one I think we'll make, when we can get some material, we'll make a panel that starts here, goes out to here, goes around, does all this. We'll do this all in one hit, and it might be a carbon fibre panel, I reckon, just for bling and keeping weight down. We should be able to, yeah, I might need a little bit of a fiddle to make us fit under our bell housing and our sump, etc., and have all the lines exactly where we want them. So that worked out okay. Welded that onto there. Ground the tops of the welds off to try and keep the aerodynamic flow as best as possible. Never mind things like this are going to make a bigger mess than a little bit of welding. On the other side of here, I've welded a aluminium washer to spread the load out. Actually, if we get the light just right, you can see I've welded it there. 1, 2, 3, 4 welds to, like I say, spread the load out, make it better. There you go. There's that washer I was talking about. On this side, it's welded directly onto the edge of this doubler extension, whatever we want to call it, and that side there is just hanging out in the breeze by itself. There you go. So that's that. Can't really do a lot more. Wanted to do something at the back here. Need some things. So it's kind of ground to a halt at that point. So then I sort of thought, all right, well, I need to get on with something else, and came back to the front end of the car here and started thinking, we've got to fit a fuel system in here somewhere. And amongst all this sort of stuff, we've had one in here before. Does it fit now? And the answer is not really. Not very easily. There's a bit of room in this area here, but not a lot. So I might have to visit that concept that I had of basically fitting it in there, in the car. All the stuff that's on the bench, got to figure out where to put it. These are primary filters, quite a coarse filter that I had in line from the tank to try and catch any bits of crap come out of the tank, bits of foam and things like that. We don't really need those. These have got a rock catcher of sorts in here. It's not really serviceable. If it gets full of crap, you're kind of stuffed. You can try and blow it out with an air gun and risk blowing stuff into the pump. The other thing is 2 Bosch 044s. You pick up 2 Bosch 044s in their bracket and see how much they weigh. And we're trying to get rid of weight. And these have done 5 years. Yep, 5 years of service basically in my race car. So I'm thinking we might do something with an in-tank pump and rebuild the fuel tank, make a new fuel tank, different design with pumps built into it, and that takes care of that. And then we can put fuel filters and just go on top of the tank somewhere nice and easy, because they weigh nothing, light as. We just might need some more hose and some fittings. It'll make things a lot simpler. It's a bit of a nuisance finding a space for these on this particular car. So that's about it. That's our video for today. Nice and short. Probably need to start thinking about washing some things, because we are getting a bit dirty. Quite a bit of stuff to go back in. If I run out of progress on that's on the bench there, we can do the turbo intakes. I do have material for that right there. So that's all good. Alright. Cheers, bye.